find the subject of trends and trend analysis and trend spotting to be really fascinating. And I also find the creation and influence of trendsetters to be both somewhat magical in nature and really interesting. What is it that makes someone a trendsetter? Why do they get to set the trends? Well, one way to investigate this is to look at the life of a very successful trendsetter. When looking for someone to investigate, I wanted to find someone who didn't just create trends, but created long-lasting, significant trends. And one great candidate for this investigation is Queen Victoria. Yeah, you may be thinking, well, she's from way back in the day, but she's created many long-lasting, significant trends. One good example of a long-lasting trend that Queen Victoria helped to set was the Christmas tree. Now, historians agree that it was not Prince Consort Albert who actually introduced the Christmas tree to Great Britain. That is commonly attributed to the wife of King George III. But it was Prince Albert and Queen Victoria who made the Christmas tree into the popular trend that it became. Indeed, Prince Albert and Queen Victoria made the Christmas tree a pretty hot commodity, and all it took was an illustrated print. That print was initially published in the Illustrated London News in 1848, but later it made its way to the United States and was published in a slightly altered version in Goody's Lady's Book, which was a popular women's magazine. And then it got reprinted in the 1860s, and before you knew it, the Christmas tree was a big deal. All thanks to this one trendsetter. Another major trend that Queen Victoria really set was the white wedding dress. Before her famous marriage in 1840 at age 18, white was hardly the normal color that women would wear on their weddings. They would wear all sorts of colors. In fact, the color blue was the one that was associated with purity. White was more of a christening dress color. But Queen Victoria decided to wear a white wedding dress because she wanted to incorporate a piece of white lace that she really treasured. And she was so popular at the time and such an influential queen that after that point everyone wanted to wear white, and royal weddings continue to be embellished with beautiful white dresses that also influence the dresses that other women wear. But it started with Queen Victoria. It's a huge trend. Now, of course, these weren't the only major trends that Queen Victoria started, but I want to take a look at why it was that Queen Victoria was such a successful trendsetter. For one thing, she had status. Status does seem to play a big role when it comes to setting trends. And it definitely helps to be royalty. That's, it's harder to get higher status than that. What's more, Queen Victoria was the queen of a country that had incredible influence at that time. The sun never set on the British Empire. There were explorers going out and discovering new lands for her and naming various geological features after her. She had the benefit of being influential over something that was itself incredibly influential. What's more, Queen Victoria was young and beautiful when she took the throne, and being young and beautiful certainly helps in the trend-setting department, as anyone with half a brain could tell you. But there's one more factor that I think played a key role in making Queen Victoria into a successful trendsetter, and that was the fact that she brought change. The three kings that ruled before Queen Victoria were known for madness, corruption, and debauchery. Queen Victoria brought a fresh dose of honor and dignity to the throne, which I think really made her stand out from the crowd and made her more influential. And when you go and look at pretty much any trendsetter out there, they're a trendsetter because they are providing a trend, something different, something new and fresh. So all of these things, Queen Victoria's status, the influence of the domain that she ruled, and her youth and beauty, combined with the change that she brought, really did help her to become a strong trendsetter. So there you have it. I think that Queen Victoria does give a really interesting snapshot of a trendsetter and does exhibit some easily transferable characteristics that can be seen across many different trendsetters. So if you yourself would like to become a trendsetter, you'll have to consider incorporating some of her best practices into your work. But you know, I'd be quite interested to know what you think makes someone into a successful trendsetter. Let me know in the comments below. And I wish you the best of luck in setting your own trends.